Now, let's consider the shadow's dream right at the top. The shadow's dream is a field or domain of activity that acts upon humanity, that which we call the dark side of duality. As you know, duality is the polarity of light and dark is the absence of light. And since light is information, darkness is also the lack of information, as it is the absence of light. To understand the shadow's dream, we must talk of the architect, which is what the shadow's dream actually covers up, as we shall see in the hieroglyph of inner light and love. Detached observation is the natural awareness of the architect. It is simply witnessing what arises. This automatically enables you to drop false identification with form and attachment to form, and to stay in the present now moment, which is natural time or real time, now, the here now. Detached witnessing also ensures that the false sense of self, the false sense of meaning and significance, false justification and false ownership doesn't arise. Judgment, labeling, and taking sides doesn't arise. Indeed, there is space, truth, and power in being present in the now moment. Me, mine, and I don't arise. Personalization doesn't arise. The danger with personalization is that when it arises, when me, mine, and I arise, it becomes self-serving, creating agendas, creating the illusion of separation, and eventually power struggles arise, inwardly and outwardly. Drama. Detached observation is innocence, an omnipresent emptiness that is infinitely powerful, liberating and enlightening in wisdom. Now, while on this topic, let us address the concept of silence. Silence is an attribute of space. Silence is actually an element. It is not nothingness. Silence is an element that can be collected and accumulated. You can indeed collect so much silence that it saturates you. Silence is the only element that does not give rise to definitions through syntax or language. It does not give rise to the preoccupation with the voice in our heads. Silence is invincible. The contaminants of socialization can never really affect the silence. They can only obscure it, cover it up. The syntax of the voice in our head bends our perception towards its preferences, and in this way it obscures or covers up silence, and we end up serving socialization as our master through the voice in our head, and we fail to hear the infinite eternal wisdom within the silence within. Yet silence is an element that is non-invasive, meaning it will never insist on anything. It will never rescue you. You have to choose it. It will wait for you forever because it is eternal and invincible, and it cannot be altered by the shadow at all. Whenever you are ready, you will find it waiting inside. It is an attribute of what you truly are. You are an emptiness that has manifested form within that emptiness. The world of form is a place where we exist, yet we don't, simultaneously. Even quantum physics now proves that physical reality is actually made of 99.99999% space, and the remaining 0.00001%, that is in quotes solid, is actually pulsating in and out of that space, that emptiness, billions of times a second. Now, when we are in fear, the shadow's dream obscures the architect.